Tonight, Monday Night Raw was electric, not because of a title match or a backstage betrayal, but because the WWE Universe experienced something unexpected, monumental, and deeply personal. Roman Reigns, the undisputed tribal chief, stormed back into the red brand, reminding everyone that when he speaks, the wrestling world listens. But this time, he wasn't alone. He returned with an ally who transcends generations. A legend from WWE's most iconic wrestling bloodline, tonight the Samoan dynasty hit a new chapter as Roman stood side by side with someone no one saw coming. His family's own Hall of Famer, his uncle Rikishi, stepping into Raw as a new wise man beside the tribal chief. The WWE Universe exploded. The crowd went wild and social media lit up instantly. Tonight isn't just about Roman's return. It's about legacy, family honor, and a dynasty reasserting itself in the WWE landscape. A Wrestling News WWE, your home for deep dive analysis, hottest wrestling breakdowns, and today, one of the most unpredictable returns in WWE history. Hit that subscribe button right now if you're here for storylines, big reveals, and WWE drama told like only Suplex Saga can. We're diving into understand the significance of tonight's moment. We have to rewind. Roman Reigns, one of the most dominant forces in WWE, had been absent from Monday Night Raw for months after a tumultuous chapter in the Bloodline saga. During his absence, factions realigned, new rivalries exploded, and the WWE roster reshuffled around him. The Usos fought their own battles. Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed established dominance and the landscape shifted dramatically. But Raw needed a jolt and Roman delivered. There was no build-up, no long video package teasing weeks of anticipation. Just Roman returning like a force of nature, interrupting chaos and reasserting himself as the man WWE must reckon with. But the real jaw-dropper wasn't only Roman's return. It was who walked to the ring with him. WWE Hall of Famer Rikishi, a Samoan wrestling legend, appeared ringside with Roman, taking on a role that WWE had once occupied by Paul Heyman as Roman's wise man and guiding influence in the Bloodline narrative. Fans erupted. Why? Because Rikishi isn't a random choice. He embodies family legacy, honor, and deep roots in the Anoa'i wrestling dynasty that has produced some of WWE's greatest stars. Rikishi isn't just here for nostalgia. In WWE history, the wise man role, most notably held by Paul Heyman during Roman's epic title reign, serves a strategist, mouthpiece, and narrative backbone for the faction. But now WWE is leaning in a legacy over logic. Rikishi's presence sends a symbolic message. This is more than a comeback, it's a renaissance of the Samoan dynasty. The decision to bring Rikishi in as Roman's advisor blends RAW wrestling heritage with the storytelling WWE thrives on. Whether he's in the ring physically or working the crowd psychologically, Rikishi's gravitas instantly elevates the narrative. As soon as Rikishi stepped through the curtain, reaction poured in. The live audience went wild, fans chanting his name, cameras zooming in on every nod, fist pump, and eye contact between uncle and nephew. Social platforms immediately exploded with clips, GIFs, and reactions to what many are calling the most unexpected return of the year. There are two camps online: those celebrating the emotional family legacy moment, and those skeptical about using WWE legends in modern storylines. No matter the opinion, one thing is clear: WWE just gave fans a moment they won't stop talking about. Once in the ring, Roman didn't waste time yelling or issuing vague threats. Rock solid and cold as ever, he spoke with purpose. Roman recounted his absence, the toughness of competition during his time off, and how every challenge he left behind didn't make Raw stronger, it made him stronger. Then, without hesitating, he acknowledged Rikishi. Roman made it clear that WWE's landscape isn't just about individual athletes anymore. It's about family legacy and who has the right to call themselves the head of the table. The crowd's reaction, unmistakable respect followed by thunderous cheers. Bring back legends can always be nostalgic, but WWE isn't doing nostalgia here. It's doing legacy storytelling. Rikishi's role isn't presented as fun cameo or guest star, it's purposeful. His presence elevates Roman's legitimacy, reinforces the evolving bloodline narrative, and brings multi-generational stakes to WWE Raw. We're talking about a storyline where family heritage matters on screen, something WWE has repeatedly leaned into with the bloodline since its inception. Rikishi standing beside Roman connects the tribal chief's present journey to the very roots of Samoan wrestling tradition. Roman's return today wasn't random. WWE is building towards SummerSlam, Survivor Series, and marquee championship opportunities. Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed have been making serious noise, but Roman's return dramatically shifts the balance of power. Rikishi's presence adds an extra dimension. Roman has strategic advice, family backing, and a voice that resonates with a live crowd. Expect segments where Rikishi speaks for Roman, negotiates angles backstage, and helps Roman gain psychological advantage over opponents like Breaker, Reed, and whoever else stands in the tribal chief's way. Now that Roman and Rikishi are united, Wrestling News WWE can explore several possibilities. Roman could extend invitations to Cody Rhodes to form unstoppable alliances, or he may spar verbally with rising stars like Braun Breaker, forcing Brock Lesnar into the mix. Rikishi might cut promos that remind the WWE Universe of the Bloodline legacy, or he might even intervene physically, not from weakness but to anchor Roman's authority. Either path would deliver drama, shock value, and fresh weekly TV talking points. The modern WWE crowd loves emotional storytelling, but they also crave legitimacy. Roman's presence itself ignites a reaction, but adding Rikishi ties the emotion to history, something fans respond instantly. Some viewers are calling this the best return of the decade. Others are arguing it's too soon to trust WWE with nostalgia. Regardless, the conversation is global. Trending hashtags, clips shared across platforms, and fans debating the impact of this alliance. The fact that a single Raw segment is generating such broad discussion means WWE's creative gamble is already paying off. With Roman back on Raw and Rikishi in his corner, backstage power dynamics will change dramatically. Wrestlers who once steered clear of Roman will now have to deal with a tribal chief who isn't just back. He's strategic. Rivals may turn their eyes toward Rikishi, ignite old rivalries, or even bring in other Anoa'i legends to counterbalance Roman's strength. Could we see The Rock Amaga or even Jacob Fatu appear as future plot twists? Vince McMahon loves generational surprises, and Rikishi's return opens that door wide. This return, and especially Rikishi's appearance, isn't random. WWE clearly wants to send a message. The era of solo superstars without deep roots is giving way to legacy storytelling with real emotional weight. Roman's career has always been rooted in his family's legacy, and wrestling Rikishi back into prime television underscores that dynamic. It's not just athletic competition. It's family history, and WWE knows fans are craving depth more than ever. We identify three likely feud paths from here. Roman vs. Breaker. Roman vs. Reed rivalries intensify, leading to marquee SummerSlam clashes. Rikishi may be targeted by opposing managers or wrestlers trying to destabilize Roman's psychological edge. A potential multi-generational bloodline reunion could emerge, pitting Reigns, Rikishi, and USO brothers against a coalition of top names like Cody Rhodes, Logan Paul, or even The Rock. Each path promises dramatic storytelling, weekly intrigue, and explosive confrontation. Already, fans are ripping clips. Roman and Rikishi eye contact with intense music cues. Rikishi's first words in the modern era. Roman's cold stare followed by spear threat. Crowd highlights of the massive pop. Rikishi receives. These bite-sized moments will explode across platforms, driving views to Wrestling News WWE coverage as audiences crave analysis beyond the highlight reel. That Roman's return with Rikishi suggests WWE is leaning into legacy storytelling, reigniting the Bloodline's relevance and reestablishing Roman as an unstoppable force while honoring respected legends. This could be the start of WWE's biggest narrative arc in years, one infused with character depth, emotional appeal, and generational stakes. Here's our bold Wrestling News WWE prediction. Rikishi becomes more than a mouthpiece. He becomes a strategic force in Roman's corner, shaping alliances, negotiating rivalries, and forcing other superstars to respect the legacy of the Bloodline. Expect at least one major feud announcement within the next 4 weeks, with SummerSlam as the centerpiece. Thanks for watching Wrestling News WWE, where we break down every twist, turn, and historic moment in WWE. Roman Reigns and Rikishi's return tonight on Raw is a defining moment in WWE history, and we'll be right here tracking every development. Comment below, who do you think Roman and Rikishi face next? Smash that like button. Subscribe for more deep dives and hit the bell so you don't miss our next analysis. Wrestling News WWE.